Welcome to Tables 101 using Word. Today I'm going to illustrate a number of different things. First is how to create a table using merge and add rows and columns, as well as how to add your plus minus symbols for uncertainty. Towards the end, I'll show you how to create a before and after table, assuming if you need a before and after data. At the very end, if you stay tuned, I'll show you how to create shortcuts to those pesky symbols that we use a lot within Word. To start with, we're going to look at a table. Make a table, however many rows and columns that you need. Today we're going to be using this set of data. We're going to make it acceptable to put into a lab report. Independent variable always goes along the side, down the side. So temperature is my independent variable. I'm going to use Celsius as my units, but I always have uncertainty with this. In order to add that plus minus symbol, we're going to simply click on the media category, insert our cursor where we want it, and click on what we want. Then we can add plus or minus whatever number that we're looking at for our system. I'm going to go ahead and add my independent variables here. Whoops. I've run out of a few different rows, and so in this case I can add another couple rows below it. My data contains 3 trials we can see, so I'm going to across the top we're going to put trial 1, 2. I need another row. We can go ahead and add that data now. It gives us a chance to see it all. But we notice that all of 3 of these trials have the same units as well as the same uncertainty. So in order to having to rewrite the same thing 3 times, I'm going to insert a row above it. I'm going to merge the cells that are across the top, and then I can write in exactly what these are about. Again, adding that symbol gives me an uncertainty as well as giving me milliliters. This allows me to say that all of those different all of this data is dealing with exactly the same thing. We can merge these 2 cells if we want as well, giving us a chance to actually see all of it at once. This allows us to be able to quickly and identify what we're actually seeing. Now, with any good table, it needs a title and a label. Table 1 is our label. Anytime you have a title, your title should always be specific to what your data is about. I should know what your table is about simply by reading the title. If it simply says table 1, that really isn't a title, and if it's just the amount of oxygen, it doesn't really tell me exactly what it's about. I should be able to know what your table is about without actually having to read your lab necessarily. Given that information, labels should always be titles and labels should either be on the top or the bottom of your table. The IB tends to like them on the bottom, however the top is perfectly acceptable as well. Adding labels to things, whether it's table 1, graph 1, figure 1, this allows you to quickly and efficiently refer back to data in your writing, either your conclusion or evaluation. It gives people a quick ability to be able to understand without having to write out long amounts of words for people. Now, if you're interested in actually knowing how to create a before and after type scenario, we're going to simply do one more thing. We're going to add in a row below the trials. And then this set of data here, for this column, I'm actually going to split the cells. I want 2 columns. I'm going to simply make them into 2 columns. I can now move my data. I can just change my data to be and I can simply type before collection, after collection. This allows me that it gives me that same sort of feel of making it look very sophisticated, but now I have a very specific before and after category with under the same amount, and it all still has the same title with the same numbers. That's the end of our actual lesson today. However, if you're interested in learning how to actually add, creating shortcuts to those symbols, it's quite simple. Go to Insert, Symbol, and Advanced Symbol. This will give you a series of symbols. You look for that symbol that you're interested in. So there's my plus or minus symbol. I can hit Show Keyboard. You can see that it's already been assigned a current control. However, you simply need to pick something that's unassigned. In this case, it says this is unassigned. I can simply assign it, giving it the automatic, once you hit OK, it automatically is inserted into it, and I can simply hit, in my case, Control P, and that gives me that symbol immediately rather than having to search for it each time. Thanks for joining us. I hope this was helpful.